What is up, ladies and gentlemen? You are now tuned into the greatest market prep idea generation stream out there that you know. Name a better one. I'll give you a minute. That's right, the chat is absolutely quiet, not because there's no one watching me, but mainly because there is no better stream out there, ladies and gentlemen, and you know it. That's why you're here every single night. Maybe not every single night, but the nights that I am live, getting ready to find the opportunities and smash them along with me. Hopefully you had a banger day today. I had a little bit of a red day, obviously, thanks to Oracle, but we're not going to complain about that. I think tomorrow is a way more important day. We do have, obviously, the interest rate decisions coming in tomorrow. We have a lot to talk about, a lot of stocks to talk about, a lot of economic data to talk about. And I also want to go through a study about a setup that you hear me talk about a lot. I saw the study on Twitter. I haven't gone through the study yet, so I will be going through a fresh, live, brand new eyes on it. You know, never seen it before by myself, and then doing a second review for you guys or anything. So you're gonna see an authentic reaction to this study, and maybe we learn something from it. Maybe we are able to adapt that learning into our trading and elevate one step in the future, right? That's the plan. Just keep getting better than you were yesterday, and focus on the future, focus on the goal. I obviously am your host, Trader Prad. It is June 13th, 2023, and the show starts now. Where'd the button go? What the? This is awkward. All right, let's try that again. Full cam, full screen. Ta-da! Show starts now. All right. Maybe we start off with talking about the market first, and then we do the study afterwards to wrap off our night with and see what we learn. Or do you guys want to do the study first and then go into the market afterwards? So maybe you guys can let me know. I see Diders in the chat. Ryan McCrory coming in saying, "Yo, Prad, what's up, baby? How you guys doing? Did you guys enjoy watching me on the stream today? You know, the resurgence, I guess, the comeback, the first day back on the show. Absolutely amazing. It was so much fun trading AI, man, on the show for you guys. That was so much fun. Even GME, but AI was honestly a lot of fun, and it was good to be back. Usually during lunchtime the market's dead, and you're not able to get that hyped up or have that much fun on the market during that time of day. But we were happy to see AI just coming in and just was absolutely monster trade over there. So congratulations for anyone who were able to get in that ride to the north side with me. Yeah, more energy than Sean. Can you imagine? I don't know about that one, but I'm glad that people were able to enjoy it. That's all I'll say. More energy than Sean would be alive, most likely. Do I go this way? No, I go this way. Ooh, look at those lights, baby. Those lights look nice, don't they? Yeah, everyone was growing crazy in the chat. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, being the narcissist that I am, I did come back home and I did watch the show back, and I was reading the chat the whole time, and I enjoyed people loving it, but I think I was getting a little too hyped up, a little too loud. So maybe tomorrow I'll try to not scream as much, but I'll still try to bring in the energy, especially if positions are moving, obviously, right? We'll try to bring in the energy, try to keep you guys entertained, at the same time try to make some extra dollars for every single one of you. Try to put some dollars in your pocket, trying to put dollars in my pocket. That's the name of the game, and maybe I get to rub off some of my knowledge over on you, and you get to rub off some knowledge on me. You know, I rub you off, you rub me off. What are friends for, right, ladies and gentlemen? Let's just rub each other off and have a happy world, happy life. These are the jokes that I can make on Trader TV Live, but I can over here because this is my show now, baby. But hey, as we were talking about having a wide list of stocks to talk about today, the first one on there is going to be Oracle. Oracle coming out with the earnings report last night, a positive earnings report, giving it a new high a day around $123, $124, and after hours yesterday, 123 high, I think, and pre-market today a little bit higher than 123. We were looking at around let's go to the 5-minute chart. Here we go. Pre-market highs of around 124. We open and run up to those exact same pre-market highs of 124. Sadly, that happens to be the rejection spot for the stock, and we straight start pushing to the downside. And I thought the stock would hold 117s, 117.51s area, but it does not manage to do that either, and still continues to go ahead way much to the downside. You guys actually saw me try to build into a long over here on the show later on in the day. I had already lost a ton of money on off the open, so that win on AI was good, but it was whatever. But Oracle over here was honestly where I was mainly focused on, because I told you yesterday this is where most of my focus is. I'm looking for that 123 long, and if we open below 123, which technically we kind of did, was only $1 below 123. If you go look at my notes from yesterday, could dip down to 117.50, 115 dip buy could also be in play, and as you see, we actually pulled down to 116. So I had it in my notes, just did not stick to my own game plan, did not stick to my own setups and my own rules, and paid the price for it. I guess if I was, thinking about a possible $5 move to the downside, or even a $3 move to the downside, I should have been thinking about a possible short side trade on Oracle. Wasn't thinking about that. Instead, I was thinking about the long. My eyes were just glowing because the CPI trade was green. I had a nice long on the futures to the upside today. So everything in the market was just screaming green for me. AMD, especially in pre-market itself, was screaming so much green that I was just in shock off the open, watching the stock crumble, and then later on, obviously, it decided to crumble even more. So AMD over here getting beat down off its own conference. I guess they had some sort of an AI conference, but that was just, oh man, it was absolutely sadness for any AMD long-term investor over here watching this happen. You would think that people would like whatever Lisa Su, I guess that's her name. I've only heard 17 million times today coming from my co-host today, Sharif. Shout out to Sharif on that side. But Lisa Su, man, you would hope that the investors actually like what she had to say, but looks like that's not the play right now, and this is going dump mode to the downside. Anyways, got distracted by AMD. Let's go back to Oracle and see what play maybe we have setting up for tomorrow. So we did manage to pull back and get back below yesterday's high 117.51. We were holding 117.51 quite well for a little bit, but then later on we got under it, obviously, and now the question is, does the stock manage to pull back even further to 114s before it actually takes off? Oracle's been on a little bit of a rip. Oracle's already been at a new all-time high for all of last week, coming into this new range that it's trying to create now to the north side in the 120s. But they did have a pretty good beat on their earnings report. This is why I am still bullish on this position. I think we do see a 114 test coming into play now, which happens to be yesterday's low. I don't think we see a gap close coming into play just yet, unless the market really shows us red tomorrow, and that could happen with the help of FOMC, right? You have the FOMC federal rate decision day coming out tomorrow, and if the Fed does not pause rate hikes, it is possible the market really pushes to the downside, and if that ends up happening, then you could expect Oracle to most likely close that gap, and that 114 short is an easy $4 move to the downside. You don't have to risk too much money for it to go back through 114 and you keep holding that short, so it just doesn't make sense. If we go through 114 and you see the selling pressure coming in, just punch into the short. You saw me trade the tape and the time of sales and the level 2 on AI today. If you were watching me on Trader TV Live, that's exactly what I will be doing over here on Oracle tomorrow, most likely around this 114 area if it does come into play, or I'll be trying to look to build into the longs. Either way, it'll be a fun trade, either a breakout trade short or a backside fill long back through 114 once it shows us that it's fail break to 114 to the downside, giving us an opportunity to maybe ride it back towards 116, 117 areas. I don't think we see 123 coming just back into play yet. That's just my idea on that one. So let's just make some notes on Oracle for tomorrow. So Oracle 114 short for gap fill to 110 or fail break back through long. I think that's it. There we go. So here's the stock that I actually did not, open even once all day today, but apparently moved around quite a bit. So yeah, here's URBN, Urban Outfitters. I guess it was just a simple upgrade. I'm gonna see if where is this? What the? Yes, Urban Outfitters. It is on the CNBC watch list, but it was more so also on this one over here, which is briefing.com. Usually we don't read these articles on the stream, but today we don't really have too many stocks to talk about, so we can quickly just give it a quick little read. Urban Outfitters comfortable reaches multi-year highs today after a Morgan Stanley upgrade. The retail apparel market still has its fair share of potential troubles ahead. Discretionary spending remains weak amid sticky inflation possible, setting up in a heated promotional environment. Okay, in the near future, multiple retailers are already feeling this trend. Yeah, like you saw Abercrombie and Fitch. Lulu did not feel that struggle though. Lulu just popped straight to the north side without a problem. Margin and growth, as we caution, buying into Urban at current levels. Still, Urban recent earnings results illustrated an ability to succeed despite a challenging environment, making it good long-term choice after a decent pullback. Potentially, if shares find support at previous resistance around 29.50, says briefing.com. So 29.50 would be the gap close right here. No, right here. So previous support coming in after gapping up to the north side on the earnings report right here. So we were around $26.50. We gapped up to $29.50. If the pullback does happen and we see the the demand showing back up again in the previous demand zone. So this is the demand zone now. Previously this was a supply zone, right? We got no demand showing up in this 29.50 area before. It was a triple top on the daily, and it was an obvious supply zone, meaning the supply opens up and not enough demand. Basic economics, more supply than the demand, so the pressure is to the downside. We pushed back down to go find where the demand zones are. We ended up finding said demand zone. Earnings comes out good, helping demand zone solidify their longs. And at this point, the supplies kind of get, they get scared, they pull their orders, or they start covering their shorts or whatever it is, giving you that pop in the after hours for Urban, and new longs enter the position to giving you that long. So what you want to see when these positions pull back down to these specific ranges, that's why we call them supports or resistance areas. You're basically looking at supply or demand zones. When the stock does pull back to this 29.50 area, whenever that happens, you're expecting that supply zone to demand zone to show up again, and we are holding that support. That support could also show up at this area, which previously was temporary supply zone. As you see on the intraday time scale, every time we pushed up to that area, we would push right back down. So multiple times, this area around 32.27 to 32.50 was acting as a supply zone. But then we're now managing to push up with the Morgan Stanley upgrade, with some other upgrades coming from other sides of places and so on. Urban Outfitters using that as a catalyst, leeching off of it and pushing itself straight up to the north side, now creating previous supply zone as a possible new interim demand zone for the long side. So if it does pull back, we could see this 32 area hold up maybe on the intraday scale, and if that area breaks, then you have a beautiful short right back down to 29.50s, and then you can look for 29.50s to hold. So we can probably put this in our charts or in our notes over here. URBN looking for 32 for support. If that shows weakness, easy short to 29.50. Okay, The next one over here is HD, but we're also gonna go straight to briefing.com for HD because they I like the way briefing.com covers articles usually. So it's very concise, very easy to just disseminate information. They disseminate the information for you already. I'm not subscribed to them or anything, but this is the free articles that they post on their website, briefing.com/story stocks. Home Depot looks to repair damaged investor confidence by reaffirming the full year 2024 outlook. However, the takeaway is that HD provided some reassurance by maintaining its full year 2024 guidance, indicating the demand and sales trends have stabilized or perhaps even improved a bit since the end of Q1. I think if I remember correctly, HD did have a positive earnings and they still pushed to the downside. A couple other retail stocks also got beat up sadly, but look at this demand zone that we have marked out from the last few earnings that we were trading HD in. We are not even pushing down there. We're actually bouncing before that. It looks like where did this line come from? Right here. Okay, beautiful. That area coming in as a support right now. Again, that happens to be around 280.50s, allowing the stock to push right back up to 300. So congratulations to HD, but clearly we have a little bit of a resistance over here. I think if HD shows us resistance around 300 or 305 again, there is a possible short right back to this 280s, coming back for a nice little swing trade for those of you who swing trades it. But for a day trade, the volatility of the move seems to be slowing down. We're not getting those big candles anymore. Every random day maybe we might get a candle, especially if there's a news catalyst for this position itself or for this the sector. But right now looks like we are, you know, having an inside day. This is today, Monday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. So you see almost 5 days right here just stuck in a range, trading within itself. Not really anything too exciting for me, but that breakout to the upside or the breakout to the downside over here could give you a possible move to 280. But as a day trade, you know, with volume going down, the catalyst already playing out, no real extra catalyst other than them saying, oh, we're doing good, guys, don't worry, please don't sell us. That's not enough for me, man. That's not enough for me to start trading this position. Hopefully that was enough of or funny enough of impression of HD. Not sure why HD would sound like that. Let's see what the chat's going. Now you back at Urubak. Now you get Arun back. Yeah, that's not happening. Arun has been you know, wanting to go back to just trading and just stick to trading. So I'm happy that he did it, man. He wanted to do it and he did it. So congratulations to him. You guys got to think about him, right? It's not always about you. You got to think about him. And at one point I had to say no to this. Obviously I was fired, but at one point I had to say no to this, right? So, but now I'm back and I'm doing better mentally, healthy, everything, wealthy, feeling good, and hopefully we stick to this in the long run. But what were we talking about? CCL yesterday we put in our notes, expecting 50 to be very much in play. If above 15 in pre, look for longs, target 1630 to 1650. If showing rejection of 50, again, easy shorts. Looks like the stock did pretty much nothing, up 4.21%. Yeah, cool, but you know, kind of debated people off the open. It was actually above 15, opens and drops below 15, traps me over here near the $15 area. Later on actually pushes back above 15, and that was the trade where I could have got into, I could have held in, but I just said, hey, the stock clearly wants to go down. I'm already getting scammed on AMD longs, I'm already getting scammed on Oracle longs. I should probably not try to fight this battle on CCL also, and I just gave up trading CCL. But that was the trade overall. Got back through 15 and then pushes all the way up to 15.36, you got 36 cents per share over there coming in, I guess, because if you just waited for 15 to break and you get long through 15, it was an easy trade for you to not worry about that trade later on. But I just moved on from CCL. This sector is still very much active off their upgrade that they got recently. Look at NCLH today, way cleaner than CCL, honestly, moving multiple dollars in the money, basically $1 in the money, but giving you that beautiful trade that we like to see, especially that opening range 5-minute breakout. If you remember earlier in the show, as I was telling you guys, I have a study that I want to show you that has to do with the opening range breakout. Apparently this trader, when did he post this trade? Was posted today. Okay, so this trader posted a study about the 5-minute opening range breakout, studied from 2016 to 2013 on the TQQQs, compared it to buying and holding TQQQs in that same time period and buying and holding QQQs in that same time period. And this is the result of that study of a $25,000 account that ended up being a $6.4 million account in that time period, compared to only a $100,000 account and an account that only went up to $50,000 account, which is QQQ. So that is the trade setup that we always talk about. So this is the one right here. There you go. The opening range 5-minute high, the opening range 5-minute low. The sad part is I never actually listen to myself and trade my own plan or trade my own setups. If I do it, I would be a millionaire, right? That's what every trader says every single time. But the name of the game here, guys, is you know, you need to build the discipline. And if you can't build the discipline, then maybe just stop trading. I'm talking to myself at the moment, right? There's no point in knowing what to do but then not doing it, because to know and to not do is to not know at the end of the day. There's no point in to know at the first place if you're not gonna do it. So I need to start applying these rules and methods and really start putting in the work over here, start building the discipline. Because look, I showed you the setup yesterday, how banger it was on some of these stocks with catalysts, and here's another setup example for you showing up, and a study that we're gonna go through later on in the day. So NCLH very much active with that same catalyst, RCL very much active with that same catalyst. Look at this move on RCL today, $2.24 in the money to straight up to the upside. If you went, I mean, maybe not from here till the close, you got about 2% move. So that's still pretty good. If you got it on the opening range 5-minute breakout exactly, you still got a 2% move to the north side on RCL today just by taking that setup. So pretty insane if you ask me, honestly, man. I need to start trading the setup more. All right, Pradley, I look like a deer in headlights every morning. Any advice? Hey, Prad, glad you are alive. Hi there, HD long. I'm not really too interested in the HD long. Surprised NVIDIA stayed up today after AMD dropped. You are correct. We are surprised about that. We'll take a look at that for sure. So RCL, as I was saying, these stocks are still very much active. We'll have to maybe just wait for some levels to show up tomorrow, or we can trade these same opening range breakout setups. I mean, look, RCL is wanting to go to 100 almost, right? And CCL is looking like it wants to push up towards that $16 area, or even $16.50. And NCLH, if we pull up to NCLH, what level does this stock look like it wants to go to? This might be a rejection point, but looks like we might see $20 tomorrow on NCLH, and a little bit above 20 even possible on NCLH, and I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. So watch out for these positions, ladies and gentlemen. These stocks obviously got beat down quite a bit not too long ago because of COVID, and have been recently pushing back up north, and JP Morgan, I believe, upgraded them, and they said, hey, the sales are not going down. People are not really canceling their tickets for cruise ships. They're actually going up, and that catalyst helping them out in the last few days. So this will be on my watch list. Intel's a pretty fun stock today, apparently, and even yesterday. Today moved up quite a bit to the north side. I mean, we saw 34 coming into play. Who would have guessed that would have happened, right? We saw 34 coming into play. Intel reportedly considers large investments in ARM's IPO, giving its AI ambitions a boost. So, if I believe correctly, ARM was that ARM that that was getting bought out by NVIDIA? Maybe if someone can correct me in the chat, I would appreciate that. I can't remember correctly if it was ARM that was getting bought out by NVIDIA or something like that. Okay, no, so ARM's IPOing themselves. I don't think they're owned by anybody. By SoftBank, I guess. Qualcomm. Yeah, there you go. NVIDIA tried to acquire the company for $40 billion in 2020, only see this deal fall apart a couple years later. I knew it. There you go. There's the catalyst over there that I remember trading NVIDIA off of. Main takeaway is that seizable investment in ARM's IPO looks like a win-win scenario. Win-win-win scenario in our view for Intel, ARM, and the IPO market. Many details are still missing, and an ARM IPO may still be a few months away, but this development inspires so much needed confidence in Intel's AI-based aspirations. And Intel has been talking about making chips recently. Intel pushing up to that beautiful double top area of 34 right now. 34 acting as a barrier today. I mean, we barely saw 34 breaking, but it was so close to only 5 cents away from 34 coming into play. Now tomorrow, if we are above 34, I'm looking for that long move to 36, ladies and gentlemen. So Intel, very important. I'm just gonna put simple 34 on my notes over here, because it's as simple as that. We already looked at Oracle, but we can look at the Oracle news after we finish looking at Intel. I mean, nothing really else to talk about on Intel over here. Yesterday's top most likely comes back into play. If that one breaks, we got another level over here to the downside around $32. So I'll be watching all of these areas for Intel for a possible dip buy, and then if 34 ends up breaking out, most likely will happen in pre-market. I'm looking for a nice beautiful long side push on this position, obviously unless the market does absolutely nothing throughout the day and we wait for FOMC to come out and then the market moves. That is also very much a possibility. So we just got to be patient, wait and see what happens tomorrow, as it is a very important day. PPI at the what is that, at 8:30, I believe, and inflation numbers at 2 o'clock, and the meeting at 2:30 where Papa Powell comes onto the stage and gets baited by the questions from the media. So Intel, as simple as 34. The next one over here, AGRX. This one comes from our after hour scanner. After hour scanner shows that not a lot of stocks actually moved around today, but AGRX moved around, and the catalyst for this one was announces a new agreement with VitaCare prescription services to improve access to Twirla. So I guess their drug is called Twirla. Okay, cool. They have a new agreement right now. The stock popped up 34.5% with 2.4 million shares traded. The market cap's only 4 million market cap. And let's go quickly check the flow on AGRX. The flow is where's the float? 6.8% short float, and the float's tiny, 900k float to almost 2.9 million float. So tiny float. If there is a stock that might absolutely squeeze to the north side tomorrow, it looks like it did have a squeeze and a potential of what, 9? Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay, buddy. So obviously the stock could have some monster moves tomorrow. It closed at $3.59 on the intraday, but after hours, there we go, 566 coming into play. I think AGRX is going to be your low float stock of the day tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the ranges that I will be interested in: the 470 area and the 560 area. Tomorrow the breakout of 550, 560 AGRX long. The stock could be higher than that in pre-market, honestly, but if we are anywhere below this in pre-market and right off the open we're trying to break through this area, you bet your bottom dollar that I am looking for that long off of this area on the stock. 550 to 560 long if under that price during pre-market. NVIS. Let's go to NVIS. I believe this one also comes from our after hour scanner, and the news is, oh yeah, public offering of common stock. This stock did the same thing too. They announced earnings and they also diluting themselves same way as NVIS. So a little bit of a drop it like it's hot action coming in for Microvision. Was closed at 637, but now trading at 540. Let's go see on the yearly chart, on the 1 year chart, how does it look for the daily chart? Sorry, is what I'm trying to say. We're somewhere around here in this area on MVIS. A pretty good monster rally so far from $1.50 to $8.50 on the stock. So insane monster rally coming in on MVIS. But now that they're announcing a dilution, we could see the stock really drop back down. Already down quite a bit after hours today. Exactly how much percentage are we down? Can you help me on that? The stock is down 13.7% with 1.1 million shares traded. Not sure I really will be trading this position tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, but I'll just leave it on the board over here. Maybe we'll find something about it interesting going into tomorrow after hours, or sorry, going into tomorrow pre-market. Tesla. Ooh, my biggest problem in the market happens to be this stock. So it looks like if you traded the opening range breakout today on this stock, if you got short, you would have been trapped up. But the long did end up being the right direction later on. It even came back and tested that bottom over there on Tesla, but we held it. That was the same setup that I used to go long on GME today. So right here, when someone called out GME, I saw it right around here. It popped up, came back down. I punched that long right around there. We caught that move all the way up. We came back down. We added. We got L. So that was a fun little trade on GME, as you guys saw it live on the show. But that was the same setup. Opening range 5-minute breakout. The stock broke out of the opening range 5-minute, came back down, tested that level, and pulled back to that level. And that is what you're seeing on Tesla over here. Later in the day, broke out, came back, tested that area, held, went back to the high of day, rejected the high of day momentarily, held the anchored VWAP / 50 period EMA on the 5-minute chart, and then ripped back up to the north side in the after hours, closing higher than where it closed in intraday. So 261.98 high now coming after hours for Tesla. Looks like the stock wants to go straight back to 300. Like, are we kidding right now? What is this position? Tesla monster move. Just keep in mind, January, right? January the stock was $100 and now we're looking at 260. Mamma mia. So yeah, looks like we are now heading back into this range. We're gonna start having to paint new ranges on this position. We are 266.15 bottom. Aren't we exactly around that area? Yeah, we're pretty much around that area. And tomorrow we could see a little bit of a rejection of this area, maybe a breakout of that area, and a pump through that to maybe somewhere over here is what I'll be looking out. Maybe we can even put that there. I'll put it there. So 285, 280s or so. So we're looking for a breakout move on the stock, man. The stock just wants to keep on going. Just watch out. Be careful. We'll put that there. I like that there. 282, 280. I just said 280. Keep it simple on ourselves. Oh, thank you, Streamlabs, for reminding me. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Use code PRAD15 to get 15% off on your Trade Ideas subscription. If you haven't got Trade Ideas yet, go check it out. The best tool out there. I use it every single day to scan throughout the day. It shows me stocks like ASST or you know, any low float stocks that are moving around, and I'm able to quickly get into those positions. It even gives me good AI stop limits of where to put my stop in and so on. I love Trade Ideas. It's a little expensive, yes, but if you can't afford it what is my mom birding? Holy, whatever that was just killed me. I probably just killed you guys with the cough there. I apologize. Jimmy, Amy. Yeah, Jimmy and Amy, man. Good old days of Jimmy and Amy, hey? Ah, I miss those days. Good old days. Okay, Tesla is obviously looking like it wants to continue pushing up north, ladies and gentlemen. Just watch out for this one. AMD today having a sad day. Still not back to 115, 116, so we love seeing that. What was that? Was that was some sort of a sub or something? I don't have I don't know. I'm guessing it was. I don't know. Anyways, AMD, man, AMD coming back down to this 115 area would be sad, but as I said, if it does come down to 115 area, I might think about taking some shares off the table over there and then adding back under 100 if it does push back under 100 at any point. Maybe the 100 period EMA, which is at 96.17, pretty much exactly around my long-term average price. I am looking to take some profits on this, but the fact that we got above 130 today made me want to hold on to my size a little bit longer. I mean, look, we're not that far away from all-time high on AMD. To be able to say that you are long in this area is maybe a little bit shameful, but I'm not ashamed of saying that at all, because that happens to be the highs of January 2020, man. So yeah, we got much lower than that, but look at the stock right now, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously half of that claim belongs to NVDA. Absolutely the monster that it is, helping out the sector, and AI, to be honest, helping out the sector. Today we were having an interesting discussion with my co-host Sharif about a possible bubble coming in on the market because of AI and so on. Ladies and gentlemen, the bubble is nowhere close in my opinion. Obviously, what do I know? I'm still a student to the market. I'm still a student to the game. But if my opinion matters, then my opinion is there is a lot more left to happen through AI, man. AI, the way we are starting is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many capabilities that we haven't even scratched yet. To make all those AI related tools, you're gonna first require hardware, and that hardware is basically AMD, Intel, NVDA, semiconductors, computers, and technology stocks, right? Not software, technology, hardware. And then on top of that, including this hardware side, you have brand new companies emerging on top of existing companies using their power, such as Apple, Meta, Google, Microsoft, using their existing power to use AI, and brand new companies emerging out of this, such as 33AI, Palantir, maybe CRM, Snowflake. Some of these new leaders in the markets coming out, emerging very soon through AI. We are just scratching the surface, man. We're just scratching the surface. The bubble will be when Palantir is at 200, $300. I think that's when you can say, okay, we're in a bubble right now. So we're far from a bubble. This market is honestly a little crazy. Not too long ago, we were screaming recession, and now we're screaming just straight north side. So honestly, who knows? Nobody knows. Making predictions and making these conversation pieces are all fun and cool, but what we have to do, remember, at the end of the day, is follow the money, follow the trend, follow the market. The market gives you a lot of indications every single day, especially if you're a day trader. You're watching it every single day. You get indications every single day about which way the market wants to go. It is telling you very clearly. You just have to listen to it and not be stubborn. That's all. That's the name of the game. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your name is. It doesn't matter what your predictions are. It doesn't matter what you predict. It doesn't matter what you think will happen. All that matters is what is actually happening right now, and how can you take advantage of it. All these lines are cool too, but what happens at that price? Is there actual buying at that price, or is there actual selling at that price, is what's important. I just don't go long because I have a line on the chart. I wait to see if there's buying around a line on my chart, right? You get that? Like how I traded AI today. Oh, my dad's yelling at my dog. Don't yell at Coco, Dad. Why are you yelling at poor Coco? Ooh, look at that. We're on the homepage. 12 people watching. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I have my view count hidden usually because I don't want it to change how I act based on how many people are watching me. But this kind of defeats its purpose because obviously I see exactly how many people are watching me. Let's go to Trader TV Live. Trader TV Live. What's with this box over here? Why is this box frozen? The event list seems to be bugged out, so we're gonna mute the event list. Shut up, event list. Okay, so this was today. That was the close. No, I don't want the close. I want to go to this one. Bounce, maybe possible bounce. I don't want to, you know, put words. Let me go to AI somewhere. I'm trying to find the AI clip. Anyways, this is a time waste. This is a waste of time. I'll be looking to see if buying shows up or not. AMD at the moment popping up to the north side. As you guys see, a lot of these stocks are pretty much doing the same things. SoFi monster move still, man. Unbelievable. I thought we would actually see that 850 rejection, but now SoFi is actually getting ready to push up to that 1019 area, and I think that's where I'll be waiting for it to really short this position, somewhere near $10 on SoFi. But this is a monster move. I'm very happy. Now we're only what, $3, $4 away from breaking even on this position, and honestly, if we do get to that price point of breaking even on this position, I might just jump ships on this stock. It is absolutely sad to see the stock go to $4 from 13, and it hurts. So if we do go back there, I just want to get out. If I'm able to make some profits, I'll take it, because I did have to pay some transaction fees for entering, and I'll have to pay some transaction fees for exiting. Call it what do they call it? Not slippage, commissions. So I have to pay commissions on this one. So obviously I want to make that money back. So I'm just waiting for the stock to push up. But 1019 area, 1020 area looks very interesting for me for SoFi on a short. Palantir also looking pretty good, man. Let's go. $16 actually closing above 16 at the moment. If you guys remember, I was complaining about how this stock looks like it wants to go back down to that 14. Sorry, not 14, but what number is this? 1417. Yeah, 1417 area based on how it was trading the last few days. But a nice breakout coming out today, pushing to the north side, closing above 16 or at 16. Sorry, maybe tomorrow we got a test of 17 coming back into play. Palantir every single day looking strong again. I don't think we've had a single red day on Palantir so far. So absolute monster moves over here. We love seeing things like that. Things like NIO and XPEV still green. NIO still moving up north. XPEV still moving up north too. That catalyst that came out yesterday helping them out a little bit more again over here. And you guys already saw what happened with AI. Insane move on AI today. Just I don't even know what to say. That happened to be the top a little bit, 44, 45 area. Tomorrow, maybe 47 comes into play. I will not be surprised if that ends up happening. But look what happened the last time we made a bump up to the north side on AI. It pushed back down and then consolidated and then pushed back up. Right, that is also a possibility. We could see this possible supply zone showing back up and us going back down, as no one's really getting ready to punch long just yet. All we saw was most likely shorts getting squoze, and then we go back down over here to go test where the demand is, and then once the demand shows back probably in this range or this range, then we start pumping back up to the north side. So I would not be surprised if we see 45 rejection tomorrow again and we dump back down to the south side on AI. I will not be surprised. Top gainers on the day, QS 14% to the upside. What a joke. Wow, okay, monster move on QS, but QS obviously has been has given up a lot of the gains from previous, especially from the IPO days. I mean, now we're trading at $7. Like, what a crazy move to the downside on QuantumScape. Haven't traded the stock in a long time, ever since it's dropped to the downside over here. I mean, I have levels put on a chart, but I don't remember trading the stock, I'll be honest with you. The recent earnings was negative. The recent earnings was negative. Not sure what the catalyst was over here. I don't think I saw QS here either. Yeah, I don't think I saw QS. Not sure what the catalyst is for QS today. I do remember some people in the chat talking about QS and wanting me to pull up QS, but I was too infatuated with AI and other stocks in general that I actually knew a catalyst for. Usually when I don't know the catalyst, I try not to worry about it too much. It also did do a pretty big increase on the volume side. If you guys see over here, 11.5 million shares traded today, where it actually trades 6.3 million shares on the average 10-day scale. So QS with the monster relative volume scale bump over here, as you guys can see. But I don't know what the actual catalyst is. I think we see this barrier that we have seen previously coming back again around $8 if it does pump to 8. If tomorrow, if we do get up to 8, I'll be possibly looking for shorts. Short 8 to 820 area. Man U, because the shake or shake or shike. I don't know. I'm not trying to make fun. I'm just trying to not be wrong about how to say it. The shake. I think it's a shake, not like a milkshake, but the shake of Dubai or one of these Arab countries whoever is buying out Man U has recently agreed to that deal. And like I said, like I told you guys, right? Yeah, it popped up to 23.60 in the after hours, but I'm expecting a move back down intraday, and look what happened, right? There we go, move back down intraday from pre-market all the way going into the open, and then finding some support off the open at the pre-market or in the after hour lows. So that's exactly what's ended up playing out. We still don't know what the deal is on Man U, sadly, or what price are they getting bought out, or what exactly is going on. So right now, still a lot of speculation. Yeah, the Sheikh agreed, but we just have to wait patiently to see if this one wants to go higher, or what price are they getting bought out, and then at that point it'll be more fun to trade the stock at that moment. So we're just gonna have to leave that on the watch list. GME Chairman Ryan Cohen, the King Chewy himself, coming out and buying 400,000 new shares on this position, allowing the stock to break out and push up to the north side. I think if I remember correctly, stop hitting the mic, Prad. If I remember correctly, this purple line was the $100 marker pre-split, if I remember correctly. But also happens to be a pretty solid support area over here, and we were closing around that yesterday's high, and today's catalyst coming out, helping them to push up pretty much to that range high. I think tomorrow we might actually break out of that, push a little bit more to the upside. I think 30 bucks is very much incoming on GME. I'm looking for this long 28 breakout long on GME tomorrow. 28 break long if possible. Target looking for 30-50s or even 32. I would love for 32 to come into play. Carvana still stuck in basically inside days. I mean, you can't blame it. That big day that it had not too long ago, a pretty much a short squeeze, monster day to the upside, monster reversal day back to the downside, and then a monster halfway day back up, and another halfway day back up today. Tomorrow, most likely another day back up, right back into these ranges. If we do push the highs of these ranges of 26 back to these highs over here, possible short attempts on Carvana, but obviously with the way the shorts are getting squeezed right now across the board on AI stocks and even non-AI stocks such as Carvana itself, you might want to be a little careful with the shorts and maybe just join the trend on the long side, ladies and gentlemen. But I have no trades on this one. I think I'll refer to my friend Maximilian the Great himself and ask him what levels he's looking at before I end up getting into a position over there. Rumble popped up yesterday quite a bit, but actually dumped a lot today. Looks like it gave back all of it, but we are at quite a good of a support area around this $10 on Rumble. As you guys can see, 1017, multiple rejections of this 1017 area on the high side, and then also looks like a triangle almost forming over here. I'm not sure really how would you call this pattern. So right here, if you were to, maybe even over here, if you were to drop that, so that breakout coming in, pushing to the upside, bringing it back down, I'm expecting that area to show us some support now on Rumble. $10 maybe actually holds tomorrow for support, giving us a nice long. possible long near 10 to 1020. Okay, now we're basically getting to the end of the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Time to go take a look at Bitcoin. Ooh, we actually saw Bitcoin just barely back above 26k, but sadly we're still struggling over here on Bitcoin, which possibly means Coinbase, Mara, and everybody's still struggling. Ooh, a little bit of a save day on Coinbase, I guess, because the market had a pretty good day today. Both the market, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq market, as far as I remember, ended green, and Coinbase over here also ending green. Still not a trade for me until I find out what exactly the SEC wants to do with Coinbase. You guys know me, I don't like to get trapped into these halts based on news and so on, news catalysts. Very scary to be trapped into those, and I rather know the full information before getting in and gambling and going YOLO, and that's the way to save your accounts instead of blowing them up, right? Save your account instead of blowing them up is the way to keep on going forward and being able to take more trades and then smashing the big money home bangers for yourself. Now let's go take a look at Nasdaq and ES, because tomorrow obviously we have the FOMC meeting coming in at 2 o'clock. We also have the PPI, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, where we go PPI at 8:30, and then we have the oil numbers coming in at 10:30 for you oil traders. Today the oil stocks moved around quite a bit to the north side. Halliburton moved up a little bit, I remember seeing that. And here we go, FOMC 2 o'clock, the numbers will come out of the Fed's interest rate decision. 2:30 Fed Papa Powell will be at the desk or at the podium talking to the people, to the media, answering questions and so on. So very, very important to maybe get an idea of where the market could go to and what would happen. Now this area of support is kind of standing out to me. I guess you would call it resistance first, because we were not able to really push too much higher than that line right there, which is around 14,700. 14,700 was acting as a barrier on the Nasdaq market while we were trying to push up to the north side. Obviously now we're at 15,000 on the Nasdaq market, only 1,800 I believe from the all-time highs, 1,767 from the all-time highs over here on the Nasdaq. But I think if tomorrow by any chance Papa Powell comes out and says, hey, we are actually raising rate hikes another 0.25 basis. We're not pausing them just yet. You could see a major sell-off being triggered on the market tomorrow, but then that support could show up around 14,691. How big of a drop would that be based on today's close? Come on. Why can't I do this? There we go. Based on today's close, that would be around a 2.6% drop. So I could see that happening very easily if by any chance Powell comes out and says that happens to be around a $400 drop on the NQ futures. If the Papa Powell comes out and says, hey, we're going to raise the market by a 0.25 beeps, and so on. But if tomorrow, if we do get the possible rate pause coming in, as the market Fed watch tool is predicting 93% possible Fed pausing the rate interest rates and not hiking it, if that actually ends up playing out that way, then I don't see why the market doesn't actually, continue trying to push up to the north side, or at least trade, sideways a little bit. Even if the market does drop down, I don't see it dropping all the way back down to that 14,700 area. I think we could see it dropping down to a little bit under 15,000, but then going back up north. I don't see the market really struggling if the Feds actually do come out and pause the interest rates, and do also talk about possible interest rates cuts coming in the near future. But these are all obviously hypothetical situations. We need to actually wait for them coming out at 2 o'clock and 2:30 and talking about the market and seeing how they move around. Usually at 2 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen, it's a very algo move. You want to be careful. The algorithm looks at the numbers that come out looks at the paper. I guess there's a paper that comes out, disseminates the information, finds out everything wrong and good, and makes their bets way faster than you or I can. So usually right around 2 o'clock, it's a lot whippy. The spreads open up. You might want to be a little careful around 2 o'clock. 2:30, usually you'll find a little bit of a cleaner move. I'll just say, you know, wish you the best of luck. Make sure you're patient. Make sure you're using the right risk management. Don't take too much size because you've been getting hurt recently and you need to make your money back. It's not about making your money back in one trade. It's about making a proper system and building your way back like you did in the original way when you got here, and not about how you want to make it all back in one shot so you can restart. It doesn't work that way. It's always getting back to the basics, right? So NASDAQ over here, I'm expecting S&P 500 to look the same and set up the same way. We could drop down to this area 4,300 if the numbers do come out bad, but we could also hold up over here if the numbers do come out in line, and if the numbers do come out good and surprise us. If we see a surprise rate cut coming, I'm not saying that's possible, but if we do see a surprise rate cut coming all out of nowhere, then you can bet your bottom dollar that this stock, or sorry, the S&P 500 is flying to the north side, and we're actually making a possible new all-time high. I'm joking, possibly not making a new all-time high, but a surprise like that would obviously move the markets drastically. You could see the market being up 3-4% on the SPY and on the NASDAQ. I would not be surprised by that. Apple for sure at a new all-time high, NVDA for sure at a new all-time high, and Oracle for sure at a new all-time high. So just watch out for all these positions, man. I would not be surprised if a cut does come out to play and these stocks don't start taking off. So good luck for anyone who is involved in these Fed movers. They are a lot of fun usually to trade. So that is I guess everything that we do want to take a look at. I don't really have anything else on board over here, so why don't we actually go ahead and take a look at the study. Cookie settings, reject all. Okay, screw you. Okay. Abstract. The validity of day trading as a long-term, consistent, and uncorrelated source of income for traders and investors has always been a matter of debate. In this paper, we investigate the profitability of a well-known opening range breakout strategy, also known as ORB, during the period of 2016 to 2023. This period encompasses 2 bear markets and a few events with abnormal volatility. Our results suggest that with proper use of leverage and leverage products such as 3 times leverage ETFs, day trading can empirically produce significant returns when compared to a standard buy and hold strategy on a benchmark index in the US public equity markets such as NASDAQ or New York. Without any loss of generality, we studied the results of an ORB strategy implemented in QQQ. By comparing the results of the active day trading approach with the passive exposure in QQQ, we proved that it is possible for the ORB portfolio to significantly outperform the passive investment. In fact, the day trading portfolio produced an annualized alpha of 33% net of commissions. Nevertheless, due to leverage constraints enforced by brokers, an active trader would have capped the full upside potential given by the ORB strategy. To overcome this issue, we introduced the use of TQQ, a leverage ETF of QQQ, which allows day traders to fully exploit the benefit of the active strategy while adhering to leverage constraints. The resulting portfolio would have earned an outstanding return of 1,484% during the same period of 2016 to 2023, while an investment in the QQQ ETF would have earned only 169% annualized. So that is the report. Now if we open the PDF over here in paper, how many papers are there? 18 pages. I don't know if you guys are interested in going through all these 18 pages with me. We kind of read the summary there. Okay, what is this? So yeah, I want to see what you're risking. So you are risking the whole candle. So this is the market open. That's the market low. This is the 5-minute candle. As you guys can see, 935, 940. You pretty much are risking the whole candle. Okay. So entry long goes up, stops out. Entry short, that's your risk. Stop loss. Okay. Wait. Where are you entering short though? Are you entering short here? I'm guessing you're entering short here. Yeah, you're entering short here, and that's your risk, your stop loss, and your entry. Okay. And then you basically risk the whole candle. Low of the first candle for a long trade, high of the first candle for a short trade. So just low of, yeah, it's the whole candle like we were talking. Profit target 10R or end of day, whatever happens first. Jesus, 10R. Partial profit target, no. Maximum risk per trade, 1% of account size. Maximum leverage intraday 4 in accordance with the majority of users. Okay. Starting capital, commissions were 5 cents per share. Starting date this, ending date this, date of finalizing the paper, blah, 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 blah. Results of the discussion. So as you guys saw, these were the results. Average loss of 0.13R, average gain, average loss, average P&L. Okay, average P&L. This is without leverage constraints, so without any leverage constraints from your broker or ETF or whatever, which is like your share sizes or things like that. Not enough liquidity in the market maybe, but that leverage, you know, you can easily find that in TQQs. That's why he was using TQQs. I don't understand this one. What does this one say? Instead of using low or high as a stop placement, we decided to use a fraction of the 14-day average. Okay, we like that. True average range for stop loss. We summarized that a fixed percentage of the ATR should be a better and more stable representation of the volatility of the stock during the day. For the profit target, we ran the analysis of profit targets that ranged from 1R to 10R, and end of day we noticed the best results were achieved as shown in figure 7 with tight stop losses, 5% of the 14-day ATR, and by keeping the trade active until end of day in order to maximize the possible R as profit target. This is truly fascinating result as it empirically confirms the correctness of the commonly used saying to cut losses quickly by having small stop losses and to let profits run by having a large profit target or reaching end of day. The results are shown. This guy is just building my strategy for me. I love it. This guy is just building my strategy for me and back tested it for me. Obviously it's not mine. It's a very world-renowned strategy. Everyone's known this for years and years and years, but now I get to actually kind of apply it, maybe even code it. I could tell ChatGPT to code this. Why am I saying this out loud? I'm gonna go offline and work on this so I don't give away my secrets to you guys. No, I'm joking. Like, guys, this is what I'm talking about. You find a study like this about your trading setup, you know, whatever your trading setup is. Maybe your trading setup is catching reversals or shorting small caps or going long small caps, whatever your research is, that you find one or you make one yourself from your own back testing. You get proof like this and you just apply it, ladies and gentlemen. This is amazing research over here. For anyone who wants to use this research, I'll post it in our Discord. I'll also post it in our chat here. Go ahead and click that link. Have fun with that one. I don't know if it went. It did not go, huh? There you go. I can pin the message, so now you'll see the message in the pinned chat up there in the pinned area. So go ahead and click that link over there to get this tweet yourself or the study yourself. Absolutely insane study. I'm gonna go deeper into this on my own time and refine exactly what he's saying. That way I'm able to you know what, from now on, I might just simply start trading TQQs and just use this strategy, risk my whole shutdown every single day on TQQs. I'm one trade and done, one and done trade every single day. I just risk the opening range 5-minute breakout and then I see what happens. All right, let's go see over here actually how that would work out. Stopped out, you lose, and you lose on a monster day. Stopped out and you lose on a monster day. You have a monster day. You have a monster day. Let's start with the last 5 days, okay? You win, you have a monster day. You enter, don't get stopped out. You have a pretty good day. 2 winners. You don't exit already, you basically lose on this day. You already get stopped out because it goes down first and then it goes up and then you lose over here too. So 3 losers, 2 winners. That doesn't look so good now, does it? That doesn't look so good now, does it? It honestly looks way better on setups. Well, honestly, we are using the whole area as a stop too. He said something about risking 5% of 5% of your move or of the ATR of the 14-day ATR. So that's something to think about too, and that gave you better risk to reward setups over here apparently. So I mean, there's something here, ladies and gentlemen. There's something here that's very interesting. I'm gonna look into it. I obviously showed you guys how it works on stocks with real catalysts on it every single day. If there's a stock with catalyst tomorrow, try it out yourself and tell me. I mean, look at AMD over here. Did it not have a catalyst today? It did. What did it do today? If you look at the open, that's the opening 5-minute range right there, and absolute straight to the downside. Not once does it ever come back to that 131.26, and actually it closes at 124.67. So how many dollars per share did you get for a risk of how much? You risk 132.81 times 131. Let's say you gave it the whole size risk, or the 14-day ATR, which can be grabbed from Finviz. Shush, Coco. Is that the 14-day? Yeah, 14-day ATR 5.74. 5% of 5.74 times 0.05 is 28 cents. So you would have gone short 131.26 plus 0.30, let's say 131.56. You don't get stopped out, right? You don't get stopped out because, wait, what the hell am I saying? You do get stopped out. It pushes up to 132.18. So you do get stopped out if you only give it 5% of the ATR over here. And that's why I like giving it the whole range. But yeah, the whole range it changes your risk to reward overall. But look at that move, man. Insane move to the downside coming here on AMD today. And you can also show you that on Oracle. Same thing happening on Oracle. Same thing happened on Amazon multiple days in a row. Yesterday, 2 to the north side. Today to the downside. So these are the setups that I'm talking about. Very, very interesting. You just have to try them out yourself and then either thank me or get mad at me, I guess, you know. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. Okay, that pretty much sums up everything we have on board today to talk about. We talked about all the stocks, we talked about the overall market, we game planned for tomorrow. Keep in mind, tomorrow I am not streaming, although the weather is bad, so we are canceling golf. So maybe tomorrow I might just stream, because what else am I gonna do after I get home? I don't know yet if I'm going to stream or not, or if I'm going to take a personal day and work on some other things offline, such as setting up more commands and Streamlabs for Discord and all that other good stuff. So I'll think about it. Follow me on Twitter, obviously, if you want to know if I'm going live or not. Let's go to full cam over here. Follow me on Twitter to know if I'm going live or not. I do post every single time I'm going live with the link. So that's your go-to notification spot. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button on YouTube. It will help me out with the YouTube algorithm. We're now at 70. Is that right? I think we're now at 70 subscribers and about 300 views in total, or maybe even 500 views. Let me just quickly check my channel. 71 subscribers. Oh nope, not managed videos. Stop, not managed videos. Let's go to about, and 537 views. So we're getting there, ladies and gentlemen. We just now started, and we're getting to the north side. I love seeing it. Thank you for all the love and support that you guys have been showing me from day one, from the Twitch side, going on to YouTube, now back onto Trader TV Live. And I promise you, we're not gonna stop streaming over here on this end. I still have big plans to do big things on this channel. So just stay tuned. We'll figure out what we want to do. Once again, thank you for your support. Thank you for taking an hour off your night to watch me draw some lines on some stocks and talk about absolute nonsense sometimes. Wish you guys a very, very fun and green and profitable Fed FOMC day tomorrow. I will see you guys in the next stream, most likely at 8:30 p.m. tomorrow or Thursday, whatever day it is. I'll see you then. And for those of you who watch me on YouTube at Trader TV Live, I'll see you tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, take care. Peace. Good night. I love you.